and welcome to our last episode. I just want to say this is literally our last episode, and we have come together and decided that we'll both talk through all the slides on this one as a very relaxed type of approach on this one, rather than the super intensive seriousness that we do come across as in our professions when we're talking about. So this one, Bridging International Waters, last episode is, again, with me as your host, Marcus, and the amazing
Priyanka Pandit. Thank you for that, Marcus. And yes, deeply emotional moment for us. We've had a lot of fun talking about everything to do with mediation in the previous episodes. And we're going to leave you with thoughts on the future of mediation. That's what today's episode's all about. And Marcus and I are just going to free flow through this. We've not thought about this. We're just going to brainstorm with you really on what we think the future of mediation is.
Yeah, like it's not going to be a long. I'm not sure how long this episode is going to be, but we'll see how we get on and explore. Like, for example, we were saying before we did this how the scope of international mediation is so much easier now because we can bring it online. There's tools that we can invite each other to collaboratively collaboratively do this going forward. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on the collaboration of international?
No, I think it's beautiful. I think it's one of the only times where we have such free access to technology where we can really use it to collaborate and not think about our physical limitations or even sometimes our financial limitations because we can't be in the same place to work together or collaborate to achieve a common or shared goal. And technology is really helping to shape this. In fact, Marcus and I met at one such
yeah, we did. Yeah.
International conference about a year ago now, where it will be a year, and it was the conference was exactly about how we're using technology to leverage online dispute resolution and how we can collaborate across borders, across geographies, across boundaries in resolving conflict.
You never guess what? You never guess what?
Yes.
The day this whole podcast gets released is the exact first day to 12 months ago. It was released on the 28th of April. Exactly.
Oh,
I've just checked my calendar.
Goodness. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so we've started with everything that we learned at that conference, and we're sort of giving this is what we're giving back, I think, to everything that we took away from that conference, which was so amazing. So many amazing people, such kindled minds who were sharing their experiences with us there. And we were talking about the evolving roles of mediators and how important it is for us to also understand and leverage the technology that's available to us today to enable ourselves to do better work, to do more work, and really to spread this out there, right? That's really what the future of mediation is all about.
And like Priyanka was saying, it's the digital platforms, the online sessions, that really does help mediation grow internationally, and which is why we've called this entire series Bridging International Waters, to show the capabilities and the strengths of how we can do that internationally from online platforms. And you can join from different locations around the world, Europe, and it's just showing the strength of it is possible to resolve not only local conflicts but international conflicts as well, and that's world peace. There's world peace could be on the table, and this is what I think it comes down to.
No, really, it absolutely is so true. I mean, yeah, you're not looking at any accessibility concerns, and it increases opportunities. So much opportunities out there to move beyond situations which would otherwise put us in real limitations. But
Yeah,
these kind of flexible platforms really allow us to engage in productive dialogue, and we can really leverage online mediation. It's more cost effective, it's more friendly, it's also easier for people to participate, right? There's also
yeah,
historically um, an innate sense of trust that people repose in using technology.
definitely.
So, and we have platforms now that allow us to maintain high standards of security as well. So any confidentiality concerns can also be taken care of. And
Yeah,
so many countries across the world, and we were discussing this in the conference as well. So many countries have now signed the international convention to recognize settlement agreements that come out of mediation. So they all understand the concept of mediation, the pillars and founding values of mediation, which is neutrality, confidentiality, being inclusive. So even in terms of its applicability, there are very few nations who will not want to consider this or not give it legal sanctity. So even that concern's really taken care of in so many countries now.
yeah. And I think that is it. It's literally coming down to the fine grasp of that we can resolve conflict from anywhere in the world with a computer, tablet, smartphone, device,
Yeah,
and it's made safe. Whether it's a Zoom, a Teams,
yeah,
a Google Meets, or multiple different platforms out there that can really stretch and cross
yes,
the full scope of resolution. And
yes,
I suppose if that is the if a step-by-step guide of how people can all come onto that and then um
yeah,
resolve issues from that, and we've got so many tools these days such as AI and technology, um,
yeah,
where they're even using it in the court systems of where they've submitted cases on both sides, put it into AI to summarize the bullet points on both sides and what kind of resolutions and solutions can come up with, or what may, from based on what both parties have said of, to help speed up the digital process of what each party may or may not want. Is suggestions, it's rational realizations. I mean, the financial side of it's fantastic as well. If you put your financial documents into some AI devices, and it'll break down a full summary of what's currently
yes,
outstanding, and would that be okay to send to the other party? People have built websites.
absolutely.
It's honestly phenomenal. Um,
It is.
but
There are
human
so many,
mediators, is there a conflict?
they can. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in fact, the idea of technology and AI is not to replace people, it is to enable them to do things that they were otherwise not able to or capable to do themselves individually, right? So, let's say you're in a mediation and you are unable to think of any resolution that will work for both people. Nothing stops you from using an AI tool to come up with your own solutions, come up with multiple options. AI will help you brainstorm, and then you can apply your own mind to see whether it fits your situation, and then you can propose it as a outcome or a solution. So there's no restriction there. Unlike, I mean, this is one of the other beautiful features about mediation, right? Because it's not a formal process, it's informal and voluntary. Nothing stops you from leveraging technology there to propose solutions. You're not bound by court norms or any other rules or infrastructure regulation that you have to sort of worry about to use technology to your advantage and to the advantage of everybody involved in the mediation. It really
Yeah,
just enhances the efficiency of the process. It's not about replacing people, it's about enabling them.
enabling them being the exact key word, right? Like enabling them
Yeah.
to move forward with the dispute, the resolution.
Yes.
We've touched on this already. The global collaboration of
Yeah.
Bridge International Waters, how me and you've worked together throughout this entire series.
Yes.
It's expanding that across the international communities. And what we're sharing literally our best practices. We've done the whole thing. Wow. Of our best
Yes.
practices worldwide through the entire series. And it's having
We
that,
did the
again, the
cultural
cultural
awareness
awareness.
also.
That was, do you know what, Priyanka? That was my
Yeah.
favourite. I know it's like a joint one, but out of the whole one, that was one of my favourite episodes. The prayer that you shared was, and then I repeated it back. The prayer, poem, sorry,
Um, oh,
that you
yes.
shared and repeated
Yes.
back in English was honestly amazing, right? That, oh,
But yeah, so see that, I mean, even those differences, language differences, right,
yeah,
which cause misunderstanding can also be met using technology. We've got
yeah,
translation platforms now. If you don't understand language, which can often, things that want to be said can be lost in translation often. But
yeah.
that is also a gap that you can now map with this kind of collaboration. So global
Hmm.
dialogue really improves. I mean, once you've got that mindset for a resolution, you don't. The idea is to shift your mind from problem seeking or problem identifying to um, solution finding or a resolution mindset, because we're bound to be in conflict in one or the other part of our lives. Sometimes we're in an internal conflict, and you can
Yeah,
use the skill set and tools of mediation even for those things.
this is
It's,
it.
yeah,
This is really it. And globally strengthening relationships, professional standards, international
absolutely.
disputes. Uh,
And there's so much you can learn from each other now, right? How things are happening in other places, other states. You can adopt best practices. This is really how evolution works, right? You get, and there's always room for improvement. So if you're doing something that's working for your situation, it might just work in another culture, in another place globally, or you may be exposed to something that's happening somewhere else, which you can then adapt
yeah,
and use in your own situation. It's just possibilities are endless.
literally
Yeah,
resolving everything worldwide.
yeah,
Um, and we, yeah, I can agree with that. We are becoming leaders in communication and dialogue. I'm not
absolutely.
sure about leaders. I'd never see myself as a leader, first and foremost. I'm a peacemaker. I'm not sure what category
Uh,
that falls into in the workplace or in. I don't do
so,
titles. I'm Marcus. Always have been. Like,
so I think
um,
that's the difference, right? Like now you've read the word leader as a position of authority, but I've read it as someone who's leading by example to sort of just tell you how it can be done. It need not be someone who's making decisions for you. It's someone who's
that-
just guiding you in how you can communicate and take dialogue forward. Y- y- You
yeah,
need not associate authority with it. That's
exactly. Because he was like, leader of communication. Let's just break that down. Exactly what Priyanka said there, like,
yeah,
and how we can teach and train businesses globally, like
oh
communities.
yes.
And I mean,
And
we have spoke
I
about a
think
mediation course and like how we can teach and train others. We've yet to
yes,
conclude on that, but that could be like something we could really put forward to you all, really, and train the
but
team. And look,
absolutely. And I mean,
who
training
knows?
is so critical. I mean, both Marcus
Yeah,
and I have gone through so much training, and we continue to learn uh,
yeah,
because there's just no bypass to this. I cannot emphasize enough the need for training, because yes, it's voluntary, yes, it's informal, but unless you train yourself, it doesn't come to us naturally, simply because we've always seen or experienced dealing with conflict differently. So
yes,
it's very hard to move from that uh, process to something that's more structured, more respectful, more understanding, and more accepting of
yeah.
a different mindset, a different perspective. Not wanting to fight for what you think is right because you believe that that's the only way to go about things. So it does take time. It does take training
Hmm.
to come to that kind of mindset. And um, so yeah, it's a
Literally,
continuous
and it's
process.
exactly, and evolving yourself from what you are into that newer
Yes.
you. Like
Yes.
evolution would be absolutely critical in the mediation industry of what that does look like going forward. And I think the growth and the evolving that role of a mediator comes down to
Yes.
you as a person and like
Yes.
your current skill set. So I literally again brand myself as the empathetic mediator because it's like what would cover my basis of the listening, the understanding, the feeling, the thinking of what looks like a best situation for them and taking yourself completely
Yeah.
out for it, but listening what it would be like
Absolutely.
for them. And then
Absolutely.
how do you grow and evolve from that? Like, yeah, that's what it comes down to, I reckon. And it's again, it's our last reflection and bridge moment.
Oh my goodness. Oh, so this is
Wow.
going to be tough, but well, everything that starts must come to an end, unfortunately, especially this
The
series that's
cycle.
concerned. Because, yeah, we started with saying this is going to be a limited episode series, and here we are. But but it doesn't have to be the last series.
No,
It can just be the last episode of the series. You never know.
I know,
And
right?
that's the
Series
fun in
two.
everything, right?
Series
We
two may
never
be
know.
coming soon.
Yeah, we may be coming soon. Maybe we'll like with the overwhelming response that we're hoping we get from our listeners. Maybe y'all can give us ideas of what we come back with next, right?
That would, yes, that is
That
it.
we would
That is
love
it.
that. We would love that because it's not about us; it's about all of us. So
Collectively.
I
Collectively
think
one, right?
absolutely collectively one. And what we really, I mean, today's reflection, which Marcus and I both will take,
Definitely.
how might we change conflict by changing how we meet it?
I'll
By
lead if you want. It's up
acknowledging,
to you.
sorry,
Do you want to lead on that? Yeah? Yeah. Come on.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think by changing how we meet it, I think instead of adopting the problem, I'd always like to solve it. So I think what I'd like to change there is to invite others' thoughts on acknowledging, all right, we have a conflict, we do have a problem. Can we all talk about it? Can we talk about how it's making us feel, what it's really, how it's impacting us, and how this can be addressed? And then share those thoughts, seek
Mhm.
solutions,
Yeah.
talk about it, and see how we can sort of move beyond and keep that conversation open and going. That way, we've respected the fact that there is conflict. We've also respected the fact that it's not just me or my thought that matters, but I'm sort of sharing it because I understand that there are others in the conflict who are also affected, are getting
Mhm.
impacted. But it's equally important to sort of hear what their views and thoughts are and how they're affected by it. And then we
Yeah.
collaborate.
Yeah. Like it. I like it. How might we change the conflict by how we meet it? So I would say from my view, it would be, especially when a conflict does happen, it's what's happening for you, right? Okay, so in that
Mm,
moment when you see the conflict, it's what's coming up for you in that space and how are you emotionally reacting about it.
yes.
So starting there, we could go there. We could also go to the point of where we, again, if it's a mediation situation, it's taking yourself out of your position
Mm,
and your emotions and being open enough to listen to the other side. And
mm,
again, psychological safe spaces is having that for you, how you can
yes.
express your true self in that and
Yes.
really bridge that gap between the void and where you are and where you want to
Yes.
be and the understanding of how to get to the loops, the turns, the twists. And it is an emotional roller coaster. I will be honest with you, but it can be
Yeah.
done. It can be achieved. Have you
Yes.
fully expressed everything that you want to say in that session by understanding what that conflict means to you. And if you got to that point, I feel like I always say, as one of my, I say the biggest win is when the person in the one-to-one or joint session has expressed themselves fully. Have they said exactly what they need to say? And that's a success. I mean, we can't, I mean, like we've mentioned before, it's mediation. I mean, sometimes it doesn't resolve. But have you expressed everything that you want to say in your chest? And I think that's the really good point.
Absolutely. And so relevant to our final bridge moment too, Marcus. Well done. I mean, because mediation isn't about ending conflict, right? It may not always end conflict, but it's about changing how we're meeting it. So don't walk in with a mindset of where success means that you get it your way, or where success means that you have to arrive at a resolution or a solution. Just walk in with an open mind, wanting to understand what the real concerns are, and whether or not you walk out with a resolution. Devote yourself to the process, be honest with yourself, be honest with the people involved, and just let it off your chest, because it can feel so empowering and so light. You'll sleep better. I mean, and that's a reward in itself.
Yeah.
I think
that's it. Like,
you'll live better, you'll sleep better, you'll be better. And it's just,
yeah. And how do we meet conflict? Well, if you met it, I used this once in a mediation. Okay, so let's say there's two parties, obviously, or there's multiple, and there's a fire, because the fire is the conflict. If you walk over to that fire with a petrol can or a gasoline can, it's going to go boom. So first and foremost, put the petrol can down and just go with no expectation apart from you want to say how you feel. And if you walk towards this fire, saying how you feel with all of the conflict, it will neutralize. Don't bring gasoline. Don't bring anything to stoke that fire. No hidden agendas. No, I'm doing this to take a win. Not that needs to be left outside the practice. I want this resolution. Brilliant. Can we just leave that outside there, and we can try and reach something that might work with you collectively in that space? And I think that's mediation. It's not about ending, it's understanding. And how we understand that conflict. So don't bring the gasoline. Take a chai. Take a chai tea.
Take a chai tea.
I've got to bring the chai tea back.
We have to bring the chai tea back. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. We're gonna take a chai tea.
So if you've missed that episode, me and Pranka basically dedicated a full episode, more or less, to a chai tea, and we brought it back.
Chai tea.
I mean, if chai tea is not your thing, that's also okay.
Bring your coffee or your beverage of choice. Yeah.
Brilliant.
But I feel that it's important that I must clarify. Please don't drink alcohol. Save that for later. Don't drink. Don't drink alcohol. Save that for after the mediation. Because we want you there with your full focus and your best foot forward. Oh gosh.
Well, I think on that peak of laughter, we will draw the series to a close. Thank you everyone for viewing, joining us. Thank you to my amazing host.
And thank you to you, Priyanka. Marcus. It's been absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I have loved bridging international waters with you, and I hope that we can continue to do so much more in collaborating, but also I hope that, and thank you so much to all our listeners. If you survived the series, and if you're seeing this episode, thank you for your patience with us. And thank you for showing us your love, for all the donations you've given to the charity that we're supporting. And we hope you can share the word forward and leave us with your thoughts and comments. And we hope to be in touch. And We hope that you've taken some learning through this series with you, because we've learned so much in the process of just doing this. It's been amazing. But thank you.